Don't you love it when things are both easier and more affordable? Like when the rain washes your car for you. Or like when you save up to 10% by bundling your renters and auto insurance with USAA. Bundle with USAA and start saving. Get a quote today.
My dad works in B2B marketing. He came by my school for career day and said he was a big ROAS man. Then he told everyone how much he loved calculating his return on ad spend. My friends still laugh at me to this day.
Not everyone gets B2B, but with LinkedIn, you'll be able to reach people who do. Get a $100 credit on your next ad campaign. Go to linkedin.com/results to claim your credit. That's linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply. LinkedIn, the place to be, to be.
We waited a while for the police to arrive, and when they did, before they did, he cut his own arm and told me that he was going to tell the police when they arrived that I did that.
Did the police arrest anybody?
No.
Did you get a restraining order?
Yes, ma'am.
This is the plaintiff, Katrina Blanton. She says her neighbor tore down 40 feet of her wooden privacy fence and replaced it with a see-through chain link fence so she could spy on her. That's right, the jealous woman's upset she's dating and lives with her ex-boyfriend, and she wants to spy on them. This woman needs to get on with her life. She needs to leave her and her ex-boyfriend alone, and she needs to pay her the $2,680 she's owed to replace the fence. This is the defendant, Lisa Jordan. She says she has a survey to prove the fence she erected is indeed on her property. And if anyone needs to get a life, it's the plaintiff and her ex-boyfriend. She has every right to construct a fence of her choosing. She decided on a chain link fence, and she certainly doesn't owe the plaintiff money, so she can put up a wooden one. She's accused of spying on an ex.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Millian in our forum, the People's Court.
You see to come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
Welcome in.
Katrina Blanton.
Yes, ma'am.
You are suing your neighbor Lisa Jordan.
Yes.
For $2,680 because she ripped out your fence. And you think she did that because, you can stand up front and center, honey. Because are you dating him?
Yes.
And he used to live with you.
Yes, ma'am.
And how long did he live with you?
From July 2017 until March 2018.
So how did the breakup happen? How did you?
I called the police after he assaulted me.
How did he assault you?
He was moving things in my house. He hit me in my left eye.
He punched you?
Yes, ma'am. Well,
Okay.
slapped me in my left eye. And when the police arrived, we waited a while for the police to arrive, and when they did, before they did, he cut his own arm and told me that he was going to tell the police when they arrived that I did that.
Did the police arrest anybody?
No.
Did you get a restraining order?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you expect him to move in with the lady next door?
I did not.
So now, how is it that the fellow living with your neighbor ends up being your boy? Is there an age difference here?
Yes.
What's the age difference?
25.
25 years. And how does he end up living with you?
He had come to my gate one time asking me if there was any work that he could do for me where he could make some money. And I said, well, yes, there's some things that you could do for me. And I hired him to do some work.
What kind of work?
He cut down a tree.
Oh, I got it.
He mowed the grass.
All right.
You know, just anything I needed doing, he would do.
And then how did the romance happen?
Well,
I mean, just,
we were just good friends.
So how did the romance start?
The romance started after he had moved into my camper. I let him rent my camper, and he lived there for a while, and he just...
Is he living in the camper now, or is he living in the house?
He's in the house. He has his own room in the house.
Okay, and how long has he been there?
1 year.
A year?
A year.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Do you see other people?
No.
Does he see other people?
No.
Okay. Well, according to you, he does, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Who's he seeing?
Well, he saw me until I found out about her, which was August 2018.
How did you when you say until you found out about her, you knew he was living there,
Yes, ma'am.
but you didn't think it was romantic.
No, ma'am. Why would I?
So I take it you're not particularly close to your neighbor.
No, I don't know
You didn't
her.
know the living situation.
No.
All right. Now, at some point, which is what brings us to the lawsuit, she rips down the fence.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
I was gone on my job.
What do you do for a living?
I'm an over-the-road truck driver for the post office.
Okay.
And I go out for a whole week at a time. And when I got back Friday morning, my fence was removed.
Is it completely ripped down, or is there another fence in its place?
There's a chain link, a 4-foot chain link in place of a 6-foot.
What are you whispering for her to say? I'm in the middle of cross-examination.
He's telling me to show you the pictures.
Okay. So the fence that had been there was what kind of fence?
Wooden
Privacy.
privacy.
Do you have a picture of how it used to look?
Yes. Well,
Okay.
the pictures are numbered.
The pictures I have do not show how it used to look. The pictures I have is a picture of a chain link fence there.
That's my picture, Your Honor.
Okay. So is that the wood fence that I see there, is that how all of it was?
Yes.
I need you to stop talking. No question is pending for you. Is this how all of it was?
Yes.
So
That was the part that she cut down.
Okay, so now let's get clear for a moment how the property works here. All right, so in this picture, everybody try to locate yourselves in your head, okay? This here is lot 10. This belongs to you,
Yes.
right? All right, is this whole thing your house?
Yes.
Your property?
Yes.
Okay, and then am I right that this whole thing is your property?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you're like a little L around her.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And the part that's in question, if I can show you, is not what you have highlighted there. That part was never replaced. That still remains.
Come on over here. You show me where the fence is that you ripped down.
Right here. This is the portion that she's talking about.
Okay, so only this part was removed.
Here and here and here.
Okay.
Was all wooden, and it was all removed.
Okay. So, if this is the property line, the only thing you replaced that has anything to do with the property line was here.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now I'm going to ask you to go ahead and go back. I'm going to ask you to come forward. What is your testimony about what she replaced?
The same as she says
Okay.
right here.
Okay, go ahead and go back. So now, one fine day you decide that you're going to replace that. Why?
My mother came to live with me, and she's actually the one who paid for the replacement. She has 2 small dogs. The fence is more than 20 years old, covered in mold and rotten. It was tied together by zip ties on her side of the fence and falling over into the yard.
Okay. Now, your property's a whole L, the whole L, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right. So what is on the part she didn't replace, this part that goes this way horizontally, all that was what? Chain link?
Chain link.
All right. You had complained in your complaint that she ripped down that wooden fence so she could see what was going on your property. Can't she just go to where the chain link is and see what's going on your property?
She can see if anything's going on back there, but that's the back of the house.
That's the back of the house, but so what? What extra vision did she get by replacing that little piece that she couldn't have gotten by walking 4 feet?
Don's exercise equipment is there. She gets a good view of his exercise equipment.
I don't get it.
I don't.
I don't get any of you.
It's harassment.
Yeah, but the question is, who's harassing who?
I'm not even in the yard, Your Honor. It's only my grandchildren that are back there. I don't.
Okay, sweetheart, but don't get indignant, because I've read your texts, okay?
Okay.
See, he has submitted into evidence all the crazy stuff that you write. That is just this constant back and forth, and you're just What is wrong with you? Why would you want to make somebody crazy? It's like she'll send you 10 nutty, long, ranting things. If you just shut up, I don't know what you're smiling at. You're a miserable human being. Why would you then, if you know that you're dealing with somebody who clearly has feelings for you still, why would you then just give her enough to keep her on the hook? Let's see some examples, shall we? Listen, Donald Johnson, I have come to terms with the fact that you're a monster who hurts people who are trying to help him. You're a liar who lies to people who are honest to him. You're a betrayer of people who put their loyalty into you. I've accepted all this and I have no desire to look at the ugly eyesore you live in. How can I live in peace with you back there? I've lived here for 20 years. I've never had a problem with my neighbor.
Right. Because
To which he responds, you ain't blank, devil. Why would you even respond? Just leave me alone. Please, please just go.
That's me to him, is that
No,
correct?
it's you to him like 6 or 8 times because you don't get a response. This is on New Year's Day.
Okay.
You mentioned a dead cat. She thinks you guys poisoned her cat. What makes you think
I think specifically that he did.
Did you
Correct.
poison her cat?
Ma'am, no ma'am. I took care of her cat more than she took care of her cat.
Let's talk about the fence that you ripped down. The question becomes, is it her fence or is it your fence?
Right.
So according to you, that fence was on your property. Can
Yes.
you show me what proof you have that that fence was on your property?
That's the survey.
Yeah, except for that survey's dated what?
March, I had it done in March.
After the fence got ripped down, right?
Yes.
Right. Now, can you show me the actual survey? Because everything I have is very tiny. Thank you. So now what I want to see is your survey, because you actually found a survey from beforehand, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let me see that. Okay, this
I
says
had it
that it was done on May 13th of 2008.
I commissioned the survey for work that I was having done on my property.
So the wood fence, who has wood fence and who has chain link? Did you have wood fence?
Around my entire property.
And you had chain link other than this wood fence?
Chain link other than the wood fence that went down
Okay,
there.
I'm not sure where you get that wood fence was on your property. It looks to me to have been on the property line, which is always a bad idea. But it looks to me to have been on the property line in both surveys. Because we're not looking at, we've established that the only part we're looking at is this part here. This is, who lives here?
Shamika, a neighbor?
Another neighbor.
Yes.
And this is still wood?
Yes.
So you made this chain link, and she thinks it's so you can see him working out because he's just all that.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. And is that why you did it?
No, ma'am.
Because it kind of sounds like why you did it, reading all this stuff.
No, it isn't.
Yeah. But for you to be able to collect from her, you'd have to prove that it was your fence. Not only is it not, it doesn't sound like it's your fence because it's wood and none of your other fence, any other portion is wood, but you'd also have to be able to prove that that portion that she brought down or the portion that she put up is somehow on your property, neither of which I think you're saying. It's on the property line and it didn't belong to you. I don't think it was your fence. But either way, it was on the property line. She didn't rip it off of inside your property. Am I misreading the surveys? Do you have a survey where it shows that that part of the fence was on your property?
Yes.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. Are you allowed to rip down a common fence, install a brand new chain link fence without consulting your neighbor?
No, definitely not.
Why?
Because you're sharing the fence and you should talk to your neighbor and get it resolved that way.
What if you consider it clearly an upgrade because it's a new fence?
If it's an upgrade, it's new fences on my property, I'm put up what I want.
Well, but it's common fence, so you can't necessarily do what you want. You have to do what both of you want.
I would still have to talk to my neighbor first.
You have to talk to your neighbor. Well, we'll find out. Go inside the courtroom.
That little corner, if you see the little corner there to the left.
Come on up, and we're going to blow this up.
This is her property line right here.
Mm-hmm.
This is my property line right here.
Okay. So you're saying this little corner of chain link fence is on your property?
Yes.
Now, your
But
survey,
these
just
pictures-
a moment.
Okay.
Now, your survey from 2008 kind of shows that very tiny portion of a few feet also on her property. So what do you propose as a solution? Go ahead and go back there. What is it that you propose as a solution to this?
Your Honor, I want my privacy fence back. I would like another privacy fence.
Oh, I don't even think that was your fence to begin with. For you to collect against her, you have to be able to show me that that was yours. And I'm trying to figure out how you're going to show that. Well, one way to show it is, hey, Judge, it was on my property, so it's got to have been mine. Neither of the surveys show that that fence was on your property, okay? One of the surveys, however, does show that the chain link fence that she put in is a little bit on your property. But you've got a problem. Put your hand down, because I'm in the middle of talking. You've got a problem, which is that you, I do know from this survey, put part of your chain link fence on that property. And you don't have a right to do that. So you're going to have to move that part because she doesn't like it. So you're going to have to pay somebody to move that. You don't get to have a privacy fence erected unless you're able to prove to me by a preponderance of the evidence that you owned it. And I don't know that I can see that based on what I'm seeing. If you want privacy, go to Home Depot and buy one of those, rattan things and stick it on your side, and then she can't, voila, she can't see Adonis working out with his stuff. I mean, I don't know. It's, I just can't imagine what it would be like to be you folks. It's insanity that this be going on. You don't get lost wages. You certainly don't get the cost of the survey. But the cost of the survey was worth every penny, because you are going to have to remove the part of the fence that is offending her, that is on her property. All right. Based on my experience with these types of cases, I'm going to order you to pay the plaintiff not the sum she's asking for, but the sum of $500, and I'm going to let you go ahead and hire somebody to move that portion of the fence so that it's no longer offending you, those many feet that are on your side. Okay? Because otherwise, then I have to give her permission to trespass onto your property, and no good can come of that. That's how I see it. That's my verdict. Good luck, folks.
So, after examining all the evidence, the judges decided that she gets $500 to move a little bit. Small, how many feet? 3, 4 feet?
Not even.
Yeah, to correct it. The bottom line is, after all of this, what do you think is going to happen now? I mean,
I am moving. My mother's purchased a new home, and I will be moving. I do not have a desire to see Don. I don't turn down that street to avoid him. Anytime that he comes in the yard, I pull my family inside.
Well, I'm sorry this is blown out of proportion here.
Yes.
Thank you very much. You must sign a few documents, and you're moving. All right, Ms. Blanton. She's going to be moving. Is that good news?
I'm so glad.
I'm not surprised you say that. But you're going to get money to move that fence just a little bit. Do you think it's going to make a big difference?
No.
Okay. Can I ask you a question?
Sir, yes, sir.
I think anybody watching this would want me to ask you this. Explain the attraction between you and this lady, a 25-year difference. Can you?
People judge by what they see, not for who we are. And it doesn't matter how old a person is, as long as they love them or care about them for who they really are. I dealt with Lisa, and she's very chaotic, very crazy. And unfortunately, I'm just exhausted mentally with relationships like that. And she brought me in humbly, calmed me down. So, of course, people are going to judge. But it's bigger than me. So I'm just going to care about who cares about me. Keep it simple.
And you're happy?
I'm happy. If she's happy and I'm
you're
happy.
We're very
my life
happy.
is happy.
And you're still a truck driver?
I'm still a truck driver.
Okay. Well, congratulations. Thank you very much.
Thank you, dear.
Very good.
Doug, if it is a common fence right on the property line, you have equal rights. One can't do anything without the other, and you have a duty, equal duty, to maintain it. And that will do it for this case. Litigants, for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
I can say to my new Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, hey, find a keto-friendly restaurant nearby and text it to Beth and Steve. And it does, without me lifting a finger. So I can get in more squats anywhere I can. 1, 2, 3.
Will that be cash or credit?
Credit. 4.
Galaxy S25 Ultra, the AI companion that does the heavy lifting so you can do you. Get yours at Samsung.com. Compatible with select apps. Requires Google Gemini account. Results may vary based on input. Check responses for accuracy.
You guys, Everything at Abercrombie is 25% off right now. I seriously can't remember the last time they had a sale this good. And if you're like me, your cart is about to turn into a massive haul. Use code SPOTIFYAF for an extra 15% off through March 31st, 2025. Valid in US and Canada. Excludes clearance and gift cards. See details online. 25% off everything is valid in US and Canada through March 31st, 2025. Excludes clearance and gift cards. Online price reflects discount.
This is the plaintiff, Jacqueline Green. She says the defendant has 2 kids with her nephew, so she helps her out from time to time with some extra money. Over the years, she's loaned her $500. The woman keeps saying she'll pay her back, but never does. So here they are. The slick defendant thinks she can get away without paying her back, and she's here to show her she can't, and is suing for the $500 she's owed. This is the defendant, Tiffany. She says she and the plaintiff's nephew split up when he got out of jail. And now, all of a sudden, the woman's claiming she owes her $500? She admits taking a $20 bill here and there over the years because she was helping family and is downright shocked the plaintiff's actually suing her in a court of law for money she isn't even owed. She's accused of taking, but not returning. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $500 for pain and suffering and harassment.
All parties, please use your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket. The plaintiff says the defendant has 2 kids with her nephew and has fronted money that she's not paying back. But the defendant says the plaintiff's nephew split up with her when he got out of jail, and there's no loan. It's the case of it's all relative.
All right, how are you two related or know each other?
We're not related. She has 2 kids with my nephew.
She has 2 kids with your nephew. So how long have you known each other?
Since she's had those 2 kids with my nephew.
I can't remember what that is because I just met you.
Since 2014, I think the oldest child was
so
born.
like 5 years. Does that sound right? All right. Now, according to you, throughout the course of those years, you have been making a loan here, a loan there to her. Yes. Did you keep any track of any of those loans?
Mine's what I was writing in my book.
Okay. So do you have a book where you have each and every one of these loans?
I have my what I was writing down when
May
she
I
would
see that?
Sure. That's just mine. My copy. What I was just.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. This is a piece of paper where
that
you
I was writing for my own.
This is a piece of paper in all the same color ink, where you are basically saying what it is that you're going to say here today. What I am asking for is something different. When you would make her a loan, how would you memorialize it? Because I know you didn't memorialize it on this piece of paper. This piece of paper you wrote all at once. So I'm trying to figure out how you kept track of these purported loans.
Well, when she would borrow, I would know. You know, you just know when somebody's borrowing money from you. So I would just write it down. I know.
Where did you write it down? This isn't the piece of paper that you wrote it down in. This piece of paper was written all at once.
It was.
Right. You understand? So I know it was because the first words are, Tiffany owes me $500. So I know it wasn't written contemporaneous with each loan. How did you make these loans? What was each amount? Let's go to the first one.
She would borrow 20, maybe 40 here. Then she get paid. She would say, oh, I can't pay you this week. Can I pay you next week? I said, okay, no problem.
What day did that happen? I mean, it sounds to me like you're kind of making it up as you're...
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Right, because you didn't really keep track of this stuff.
No, I did. But see, if somebody's borrowing money from you, you're going to... I know what she was borrowing.
That's why you should be able to answer my question.
And that's what I'm trying to do.
Tell me how it is that you come up with the figure 500.
Okay. She was supposed to pay me back my money last year when she got her taxes. She couldn't. She went to jail, and she had to bail herself out with her own money. So when she got out, she said, I'm going to pay you the money next year, which is this year. And I waited patiently. I called her. I said, Tiffany, when are you going to pay me my money? And she texted me back herself, you'll get the money when I get the money.
Okay, show me the text between the two of you.
Okay, sure. She had already...
What's going on? Have you borrowed $500 from her?
I never actually borrowed $500 per se, but like sometimes, like she said, she'll give me 20 here, 40 here for Pampers, milk, or whatever. And I feel like if she's saying if I do owe her money, it was a point in time when she was watching my children and getting paid by the government. and she wasn't even really watching them, so she was just getting $800 a month for free.
That's
basically.
a lie, and you know
What
it.
do you mean?
I had a paper stating that I stopped working December 26th. She stopped getting paid February 19th, so the whole month of January, she got paid $880. Basically,
Why didn't you tell the government that she wasn't watching your children?
Jackie made it seem like to me that they stopped the child care checks, which I thought too because I stopped working. And so I received this letter.
Well, did you let them know that you had stopped working? Because you're not supposed to receive the benefit if you...
Well, I actually wasn't working to welfare. They never knew I had a job. So they were just giving me child care to look for a job.
Okay, so
when they
you
sent
were
me
cheating
this-
child care, and then you're bringing up that she was cheating child care.
I just basically feel like if she's saying I owe her any type of money, she got it back already.
Do you owe her money or don't you?
No, I don't feel like I do.
And you think you don't because you helped her to cheat child care?
So when you loan money to a relative, do you sign an IOU?
No.
Should you sign an IOU?
Absolutely. It's just like loaning money to anybody else.
Is it like loaning money to anybody else?
Yes.
Why?
Because.
They're your relative.
But you should still get paid back.
Is it insulting to ask for an IOU?
Nope.
Okay, I agree with you. Going inside the courtroom.
I didn't help her to cheat child care, but it was like, it was a point in time she wasn't even watching my kids and she was still getting paid. And I
When the
didn't
money
go to
would come
welfare
your
and
way, the $20 here, the $40 there, how would it come your way? Would you ask for it or would she offer it?
If my son didn't have Pampers, I would ask her for money for Pampers or milk because their father, which is her nephew, was incarcerated at the time, and I was by myself and my 2 children.
Was she mad about not continuing to receive the child care check?
She called my phone, cursed me out, and told me that I need to go get a job or go to the work program at welfare so they could continue her benefits.
Oh, right. So
And I'm 7
all
months
you've
pregnant.
shown me, you said you were going to show me where it says that she says you'll get your money when I
Right
get my
there, it
money.
says it at the-
yeah,
at
it's
the
at the end,
bottom.
but I happened to scroll up, and what it says up, in February, she's writing to you saying, I don't know why you're mad at me about the child care check. I haven't worked since December. You don't even watch them often.
That's after she called me, cursed me out.
That's
Okay,
not
so what
it
did you mean when you said, Jacka, you will get your money when I get my money?
Because she basically kept telling me that I owe her this money. So I'm like trying to get her off the phone, trying to like calm. At the end of the day, this is my kid's aunt.
Let me
I
ask you
wasn't
guys
trying
a question.
to have
You
an
live your
argument
lives
with
in
her.
this way where nothing's in writing, nothing's recorded, there's no real tally of stuff. And how do you expect me to scientifically figure out what is owed, if something's owed, what it's owed, and the exact amount of what is owed? Can I ask you that?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
My nephew, he knows that she owes me the money.
I don't know
because-
that she owes you
okay,
$500,
no, but-
and you're
okay.
suing for this round number. And usually when someone sues for a round number, they have a promissory note that shows that that's what was borrowed. They have, receipts going one way. They have emails. They have texts. They have something. I think you just picked a figure out of the sky.
Your Honor,
and there's a consequence to that here.
No, Your Honor. She came to my house in January. She had just did her taxes with Liberty Taxes. She said, I'm doing my taxes. I said, okay. She said, I'm going to give you your money. She said, what do I owe you? $600. I said, no, Tiffany, you owe me $500. She said, oh, I thought I owed you $600. I said, no, Tiffany. And this is
Put
why
a pin
I
in
told
it.
you.
Did that conversation take place?
No.
Did you collect a child care check for a month for child care you didn't provide?
She said she stopped working in December. She still was bringing her kids to my house. In January, she claimed she had to work on New Year's. I watched her kids on New Year's. I didn't know she stopped working. I didn't know this. She's a liar. She would never tell me this. I didn't know this.
Where's your nephew now?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
Prison?
I could call.
No, he's home. He's at work.
Okay. And are you two together?
No, we actually broke up.
When did you break up?
While he was incarcerated.
I don't know when he got incarcerated, so again, I won't know what date that is.
July 19th.
Of last year.
Yes.
When did she start asking you for the money?
When he came out of jail, which was like in March.
He came out of jail in December, Your Honor.
Yeah, right before Christmas. And she started saying that, her and her husband was together for 30 years before they broke up, and she can't believe that I would leave her nephew so soon. And basically, she was mad that me and him broke up, and all of a sudden, I owe her $500.
You have a counterclaim against her for $500. What's that for?
First, because when she called my phone, cursing me out in front of my children, she got my children to the point where they scared of her. And then I'm missing being with my children right now. I'm 7 months pregnant. I had to wake up early in the morning to come to court today. She called my phone, cursing me out.
Look, I think that what brings you guys into court is a much deeper hatred than that involving $20. I think that it has to do with you leaving him, her nephew, while he was in custody. Maybe it has to do with the gravy train stopping on the child care check.
Because I have an income coming in. That didn't stop nothing, Your Honor.
I'm wondering why she texts you. I don't know why you're mad at me about the child care check.
Because when I was asking her for the money,
December. You
she
don't even
threw that
watch
in.
them often.
And it had nothing to do with
it was bound to happen. You want to act like this and break up a good bond over money, but it's okay. You know, this is a very informal kind of, you know, can I have $20 for pay? Yeah. And then all of a sudden, you want to prove a $500 loan with absolutely no breakdown to show that it's the amount you're saying, and there's a problem with that. So I may feel, yeah, she owes you something, but I don't pick figures out of the sky.
And I don't.
You have to
Your
prove
Honor.
the amount each and every time. You got to give me a date, an amount, how it was conveyed to her, what it was for, specifics, none of which you
Pampers,
have.
wipes,
yeah,
baby-
I know, Pampers,
okay,
wipes,
all
that's
right,
500. You just pick a figure out of the
Your
sky.
Honor. No, I didn't.
On
Your
your
Honor.
claim against her, 0. On your counterclaim against her, certainly 0.
All right.
Well, obviously, there are no winners in this case today, Ms. Green. You did her a lot of favors, obviously.
I did.
I mean, no question about that.
She's a liar. She's a bum, and I did loan her this money, and she know it. Every dog has their day. Her day is coming. You know, so that's all I have to say.
I don't think people don't doubt that you lent her the money.
She know I loaned her that money.
You understand why you didn't win?
She know. But she'll need me again, and this has really tore my family up because none of my family is they don't want to have nothing else to do with her. She's done, so she know it. But it's okay. It's okay. She's a bum, and that's it. That's all I gotta say. Thank you.
Okay. Tiffany?
Yes.
She says you're a bum. What do you think?
I don't know what to say about that comment, but I just feel like she's mad because me and her nephew separated, and she has to get over it.
Yeah, but she says you owe her money. I mean, she did a lot of favors for you. It's pretty obvious,
Which to
right?
do with
Would you
her
agree with that?
nephew and her niece, like Pampers and milk. She never did anything for me.
Really?
No.
Never did anything for you?
She basically did for her family, my children, because her nephew was incarcerated. So basically, instead of his mother helping me, his aunt was helping me.
Well, she certainly disagrees with that. All right, sorry you couldn't win your case.
I'm fine with it.
Okay, good enough. You must sign a few documents. Good luck to you. Harvey?
You know, everybody says, oh, no, it's insulting to ask a relative for an IOU. Baloney. It's more important with a relative because preserving the relationship is more important than money getting paid and repaid. If it gets screwed up, those bad feelings are going to go on for a long time. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
Every cup of Nespresso coffee is an invitation to transform your morning routine into a ritual you can treasure each and every day. Using the Virtuo Pup, a simple touch of the button freshly brews bold aromas and a rich, velvety crema layer for delicious cafe-quality coffee at home. Whether you enjoy your coffee hot or over ice, every sip, every morning is unforgettable. Nothing tastes like Nespresso coffee. Visit Nespresso.com or our app to explore our full range of easy-to-use machines and coffees not found anywhere else.
This is the plaintiff, Raymond Santos. He says he bought a car for his sister from the defendant, and the woman's playing around with the title, and he can't get the thing registered with the DMV. He doesn't know why the defendant thinks she can play him like a fool because he isn't one. He wants his money back and is suing for the $1,500 he's owed. This is the defendant, Milagros Rodriguez. She says the title is good on the car. The plaintiff just changed his mind about the car because his sister passed away. He doesn't need it anymore, and she's sorry, but that's not her problem. She's accused of not giving it back.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff bought a car from the defendant and is now playing games with the title. But the defendant says the title's fine, but the plaintiff just changed his mind. It's the case of every lawsuit has a title.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Mr. Santos, you bought a car from Milagros Rodriguez, right?
Correct.
How much did you pay for it?
$1,500.
All right. Did you get a title when you bought the?
Got a title, yes.
All right. Let me see the title. Was there a bill of sale?
It was a handwritten note.
Let me see both of those. So was this your car?
Yes, it was.
How long had you been driving it?
It was actually parked. It was supposed to be registered. It was never registered. It was my sister who was supposed to register it.
I'm sorry, whose car was this?
It's mine. Eventually, I brought it. I was the one that brought
You
the
paid
car.
the money?
Yes, I did.
All right. And who was supposed to be driving it?
My sister. My sister, Maritza Rodriguez.
Okay, and what happened?
And it was, we sold it, she left to Boston, Massachusetts. So I sold the car.
Let me get everybody's name straight. You're Raymond Santos.
Correct.
You're Milagros Rodriguez.
Correct.
Whose signature is this that says Michael on the
That
title?
would probably be the first person that they purchased the car from, I believe.
Who's they?
It would be the person that I purchased the car from.
Okay. I have to ask you. You're the only person who knows where you bought the car.
Yes.
So you bought it from who?
Cherry Street.
Is your name even on this title? Is her name on the title at all?
That's the problem I'm having.
Yeah, it's a problem. Your name's not even on the title?
Yes, I could have sworn the title is in Maritza Rodriguez.
That's not
Am
you.
I correct?
Okay, number one. But number two, her name isn't on the title. You mean your sister?
Yes.
Hand this title to her. Show me where I'm missing it. Maybe I'm missing it. So did you try to register the car?
No, I didn't.
Recently.
Okay, is your name on that title?
No.
Is your
it's not.
sister's name on the title?
No, it's not.
Okay. So what happened here? You tried to register it, and what'd they say?
They said that it's not filled out correctly, so I have to go back to the seller and ask them to request a new title with their name on it, and they have to just re-sign it back to me.
It's called jumping title. And so it's a problem for him. So did you contact her and say, hey, we need to figure this out, I need to ask for...
I did.
And what'd she say?
And she had indicated that she'll help me out with that, and then she texted me on Let Go. She texted me afterwards that she's running into some personal problems that she can't help me with my problem.
Is that
at the
accurate?
moment.
That's accurate to a certain limit.
So if I sell you a car and you got the car, but I can't get you the title, can you undo it?
Yes.
Why?
Because that's what you should do on that case.
But why?
I feel like you didn't hold up your end by giving him the title.
But you got the car.
Yeah, but you're supposed to get everything. I mean, that's kind of...
So you can undo it if you don't get something.
Yes.
Okay, going inside the courtroom.
Did you tell him I have personal problems, I can't help you to fix this?
I was in the process of moving, and I did tell him that I was in the process of moving, if he could be a little bit more patient with me.
So do you have any further contact with her after this?
Well, no, but once she told me she was moving, I kind of went to a panic mode and went to the court system because I was afraid of losing contact from
Okay, so what you're suing for is the $1,500 that you paid?
Correct.
Okay. See, when you sell a car, it's an as-is sale. The only thing you can't do is have it not be, oh, how shall I say it, a car. If he can't register it, then he can't drive it, you see? So if you do something funky with the title, fail to do what you're supposed to do, jump title, or say, I'm not going to help you, then, yeah, that becomes a problem, and now he gets to rescind this contract. Do you have anything to say in your defense that you haven't already said?
Does he get to keep the $15,000 and also the car?
$15,000?
I mean, $1,500 and the car also?
The car goes back to its rightful owner. You're not the owner. You don't have a way. I don't even know what we're going to do. We're going to turn it into the police, I guess. Do you have a bill of sale that shows that you bought it from?
I did.
Easy.
Yes.
Do you not? Did you? Do you have one?
I should at home.
Wow. I don't know what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to, because you don't get to keep it if you want the $1,500. So we're going to make arrangements for you to surrender it to the police station. Let somebody else figure it out.
That sounds reasonable.
Right, but how you're not going to be able to pick it up unless you're able to show proof.
That sounds reasonable.
How are you going? Do you have the proof at home?
I should. Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. So what you're going to have to prove, the proof I'm talking about is a bill of sale.
Yes.
Actually, if you show me the bill of sale and it doesn't look like a fugazi bill of sale.
I understand.
okay? If you show me the bill of sale, then I will have arrangements made through the courthouse where the car goes back to you.
Honor.
On your claim against her, your claim is for $1,500, and I'm ruling in your favor, $1,500. What did you want to say,
I was just asking, I did invest money on that vehicle already.
Yeah. So why didn't you amend your lawsuit? Yeah. I just ruled, so it's kind of late for that. The next time you want to sue for more, sue for more. Amend your lawsuit to include your expenses.
Gotcha.
Right? What were your expenses?
The tires and the struts.
What happened with the old tires?
They got scrapped. Tires weren't that expensive, Your Honor. They were $40 a piece. So I bought two front tires.
Did you bring proof of that?
No, I didn't.
Okay, $1,500 verdict for the plaintiff. Okay. That's my judgment.
So the plaintiff gets his money back. Ms. Rodriguez, if you'll step right here, please. What are you going to do now? What about the title? Your name's not even on it. What are you going to do?
Well, I do have proof that it was sold to me, so I have that at home. I'll just surrender that to the police station when he surrenders the car.
But then if you get the car, then you still have to get a title with your name on it.
Yes. Then I will have to. I have to figure that out.
Yeah, you'll have to figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay, well, good luck to you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, very good. Thank you. All right, Mr. Santos. Sorry I didn't amend your court case, so maybe you'd have gotten that extra $1,600 or whatever. Okay.
I'm just happy for the judgment.
Yeah, so now you're going to get your money back? You're going to go get another car somewhere?
Yeah,
or what?
definitely. I need another car.
Okay. Sorry you've had those problems.
It happens.
Thank you very much. On your way. Harvey?
Okay, Doug, two things. One, you can't sell that which you don't own. And if you don't have title and you don't own the car. So in this case, the update we're going to give you is that the defendant couldn't provide it, so the plaintiff got the money back.